everybody. Hope all's well. I know this is short notice, but I am feeling better. Um, it's been a wild ride this past week. Um, Explain what's going on. I have what they call AFib, arterial fibrillation, and so I am learning to live with it. Um, But so far the medications are working and I'm not having any issues other than that. I'm just still tired from fighting it this week. Um, it really knocked me through a loop Monday and Tuesday, and of course my fever finally broke. Fever finally broke Wednesday morning. So it's been a kind of a tough week for me. So I'm taking things easy for the next few days. I won't be going to church in person. I'll be watching from home. And then hopefully next week I'll be back on schedule. Anyway, I'm just going to be winging it today. Because I didn't have time to to set up my production notes. So, a lot of things happened regarding politics-wise with Kamala Harris. President Biden decided to step aside and he let Kamala take the torch. And she's doing really well campaign-wise. I mean, a lot of people are supporting her and flocking her. And I really like, a lot of ways I really like her. I always have. So I'm going to be voting for her for president. And I think we're going to get a woman president, which I think is about time. Should not make any difference whether the president's a man or a woman, as long as they could show leadership capabilities and know how everything works, know all the procedures, have a good team supporting them, and things will be just fine. Now, the other thing to do is put MAGA in their place and say, no, the rules are put there for a reason, and if you don't want to adhere to them, then you need to go somewhere else. My feeling on this. I'm laughing at Trump because he's acting like a little 2-year-old toddler. You know, the terrible twos. And he's trying his best to overturn things and everything else. Well, Judge Chucken just ruled that no former presidents have immunity. They don't have immunity at all. So, therefore, the trials will go on. And the conviction that Trump had still stands. So, he's going to be sentenced this coming month, I believe. He should have been sentenced sooner. He's not qualified to be president at all. And then I don't get this Mike Johnson who says, oh, well, we're going to impeach Harris as soon as she takes office and everything else. And I go, Harris, you're being stupid. Don't ever align yourself with a bully. And Vance is a bully as well. And I hate people that are being hypocritical. In other words, they say one thing and do another. And that's not how things work, in my view, on this. So, anyway, if nobody else comes on, I'll make this very short, because I can only talk so long. Oh, let's see. what else? And the media, legacy media, and some of the others they keep putting out articles that really are really not true. They need to stick with the facts. And if the mangas can't handle the facts, that's their problem. They need to grow up. And, well, over 3/4 of them, of the mangas that they had at the convention there earlier this month, were felons. And felons are not supposed to congregate together. It's not supposed to happen. So, they're going to find themselves answering to their respective parole officers on this. I love Kamala Harris. She is getting really good big endorsements. A lot of even Nikki Haley's delegates say we want to switch to her, which a lot of them are going to be doing. They're going to be voting for and switching over to her, and they don't want anything to do with Trump or Vance. Vance has said things like, well, single cat ladies and women who can't have children should be in the family groups and everything else. I'm going, you know what, Vance? You're being an idiot. You're being stupid. You already have 2 kids. And there's some women who cannot have children for, whatever reason, whether it's congenital or some other serious gynecological issue. And you don't have a right to go after women who can't have children or that don't want to have them. So I really dislike men who are they're being chauvinistic, I call them. And they need to stop controlling everybody. Hi, Nancy. Good seeing you. I'm glad I didn't do my chat on Monday. You probably would see how run over I looked. But anyway, Vance he doesn't have the qualifications, I think, as VP. And any Republican nominee doesn't pick the right VP person. I did not like Sarah Palin. I mean, I have respect for John McCain, but I didn't really like Sarah Palin all that well. I felt that she was not really qualified to be VP, whereas Kamala Harris is. And of course, now she's Vice President of the United States. And she's doing a wonderful job. And she's got good support, she's got good family, she's got good people on her team. They're helping out President Biden as much as they can. President Biden, I think the reason why he really stepped aside, not only to pass on the torch, but he was getting over COVID. And it was probably really draining his energy level. I think that was the second time he's caught it now. And I know people that had COVID, and they say it really knocks you through a loop. It's almost similar to AFib. The AFib knocks you through a loop. Okay. I kind of wonder if we're not fighting some kind of brush fire. I've been hearing sirens out here a lot now. You can hear it. unless they're fighting a brush fire along the freeway. Um, so anyway, I also noticed in the news that Kim Jong-un, the idiot up in North Korea, uh, he's still full of himself. And people are intimidated by him. Well, you know what? In some ways, I wish the whole population of North Korea would just go after this guy. Just turn on him and give him the boot. Even his wife doesn't. She looks scared of him. And, that's police. Hmm. Um, so, you know, I don't know what Un's trying to prove. They don't put out their videos like this. So, I don't know what he's trying, again, I don't know what he's trying to prove. Kim Jong-un. I don't like bullies. I don't like dictators. And frankly, I wish we could take all of them and ship them off planet somewhere. Now that we have the capability of doing so. We have the rockets, and they don't belong here, my view. And I do hope that Trump's trials will get moving and get going, and put this guy in prison. And just tell the MAGAs if they, well, this is what happens when you break the law. And when people do business, they need to do research. They need to ask, you know, the Better Business Bureau or the SBA, Small Business Administration, you know, all the rules and everything else, or their local or state or federal governments, and look up, because there's information, there's website information on this to avoid all this confusion. And yes, there are some rules and regulations that do contradict each other, which they need to fix. They need to fix that. Like they go, okay, which rule should we go by? And they go, well, this rule. Okay, then throw out the other one. And so, in other words, you want to be clear and you want to be transparent when conducting business. That was one of the pet peeves of my business school professors, that they need to make things clearer as far as rules and regulations go in conducting your business. I'm glad to see unions and teachers and everything else endorsing Kamala Harris. And we really need a good, strong leader. And she put Netanyahu in his place. He was being kind of chauvinistic. She put him in his place. And she says, look, you need to stop the fighting. You need to stop attacking. Well, they're attacking us. I go, no, Hamas was attacking you. It's just the poor Palestinian people were in between. And you decide to attack both. You should not be attacking Palestinian. And they should have a two-state setup there. In other words, the Palestinians have their own army, their own government, and own police force and everything else. And they need to get rid of the terrorist groups like the Hamas. And just leave Palestine alone. And this Netanyahu needs to stop picking on other ethnic groups. They don't like it when they're picked on. So why they should be picking on picking on the Palestinians? You know. When I was in college, in community college, I led a study group in U.S. history. Um, there were kids from the Middle East that were exchange students there, from Egypt, Palestine, Israel. I think one was from Yemen. Um, that in Jordan. That took the classes. Well, they didn't have anybody that really knew U.S. history really well or knew how to lead it, so they chose me to. Well, as you know, those young Middle Eastern men don't like women being to have a leadership group because that's the way they were raised. Well, a lot of them were kind of surprised I could drive a truck. I could drive a car. I could, I said, well, I live here. I was born and raised here. But I taught them how U.S. history was set up and reason why we separated from England and everything else. And helped them through the class courses and everything. But they were always picking on this Israeli kid. And I said, look, boys, if you're going to be in my group, you're going to behave yourselves. I'm not going to tolerate you picking on Israel or any other country that you think they're inferior. They're not. They're the same as you. I said, if you're not going to follow my rules, then you'll be off the study group. And of course, this one kid who was from Egypt. He says, "You wouldn't." I said, "Try me." He kind of quieted down real fast. They discovered that I wouldn't put up with that. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off since I winged it. Talked about Kamala Harris and her running for president. And go, Kamala, you got this. And then, of course, I think she's going to be the Democratic nominee. And I think she's going to win this fall. Trump has lost so much now. Many of his donors are turning against him. And a lot of people are leaving MAGA. Some are going to Democratic, some are going independent. And of course, all of the independents caucus with the Democrats. So, a lot of them are seeing now that Trump is not qualified at all. He's a convicted felon. He cannot fly anywhere because no country would accept him per their rules on convicted felons. So, anyway, I will post this on my YouTube channel, and I'll be back in swing of things on Monday. And let's see, let me check my calendar here. Hold on a second. Calendar. Okay, I will see you on the 29th at 1 o'clock as usual. And if you have any suggestions for my show, what we need to talk about, I'll be getting more information over the weekend, what's going on that some of you may have missed or you want to discuss further. And I will see you on Monday. And have a wonderful weekend. Get some rest. Be sure to keep an eye on the sky because Mother Nature's not done with us yet. So, anyway, take care. Take care in Wisconsin, Nancy. And I will talk to you on Monday, and be sure to share and let others know that I did post a live video. Okay? Alright, I'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye-bye.